Hi. It's just after 3 o'clock Pacific on, I think it's Tuesday. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. We're live here. It's just after 3 o'clock Pacific on Tuesday. And we're on day 6 of our 10-day COVID lockdown. So as you can see, I'm enjoying a pajama day. My oldest daughter isn't at school for the rest of this week, and my two youngest ones are home from daycare. My husband's not working, and I still get to work because I work from home. So it's been pretty cool because our days have been flipped upside down, and I've really been sinking into just three things that I've been focusing on for this time during our lockdown. The one is to sink in and really be present in the moment with my family. We've been enjoying putting Christmas decorations up and playing and making some homemade food, and that's been wonderful, and just again another level of slowing down. I've been committing to this 21 days of gratitude, and that's been so rewarding for me personally to share this with my children and my partner, and then as well to share with you. And I've been committing to working out. And after that, I've just been letting the day take me where it's going to go, and it's been really nice. It's kind of like we've been on vacation. And so today for day 7, what I felt drawn to share with you was a concept called the power of one. And I'm going to use it in the context of, in order to make shifts, in order to pivot, in order to change the trajectory of your life, you don't need to do 20 things all at once, because that's just going to overwhelm you and overload you. You just need to focus on one thing that you can commit to every day that's going to move you forward to align more with the success that you are searching and seeking. But when you get there, it's not there because it's here. And so we can talk about that another time. But to your next goals and your next plans and the things that you're building and whatnot, what's that one thing that you can do that's going to keep clicking you forward, keep pivoting you forward to get closer, so that when you look back and you reflect, you're like, okay, I did that one thing, and now I'm here and I've moved forward. And, whether that's working out, say it's 3 times a week, and then you commit to some exercise every day. Whether it's eating healthier, whether it's I commit to having stronger boundaries, I commit to having more mindful, more presence in my experience, more balanced conversations. I'm building my business. I'm committing to going on social media every day and doing XYZ. I'm committing to, there's so many things. And if you think about the power of one, what's the one thing that you can do every day to move the needle forward? It's going to help you get there. And so for me, way back when I kind of started this pivot, because for a long time I went through life as a passenger, I was unawake, kind of did what I was told. I worked for corporate America basically for 20 odd years, and in a very masculine, energized work environment where it's a CEO top down. You do what the CEO says. Here's your marching orders. Here's your to-do lists. Here's the things you have to do. Go do them. You were following somebody else's one thing to do because you didn't know. And that's okay. And so to get out of that stickiness, just think about what's the one thing that you can do every day to move you out of that. For me, where it started was I would get up a little bit earlier before my kids, and I would take time to meditate, or I would quietly sit with my cup of coffee and just have a quiet house for 15 minutes or 20 minutes and set my intention to start my day from a position of leadership. It didn't cost me anything. It just cost me waking up a little bit early. After I drop my kids off from school, because the mornings are chaotic and busy, in order to bring myself back to a centered and a grounded space. Before I went home, there was an amazing path that was like one loop of it was like 15 minutes. I would do one loop of that through these gorgeous trees, this beautiful little stream, and one loop of that, 15, 20 minutes of that without my phone. And I would just bring myself back to center. I'd have a moment to connect with my intuition, listen to my thoughts, lead my day, think about it in my head and listen to what's important and then go forward. What else did I do? Oh, right when I very, very early on started, I would put these positive affirmations in my phone and I'd put the reminders to pop up every so often during the day when I knew I would need these reminders. And it helped me get myself out of the loops, the mental patterns, the stickiness, the repetitiveness, I've been doing this straight for hours and hours and I need to bubble up. And it pulled me out of what I was used to doing into something that I wasn't familiar with. And it disrupted my unconscious patterning, and it interjected moments of consciousness to bring me back to mindfulness, to bring me back to the presence, and to bring me back to that self-leadership so that I could then turn my unconscious going down this path and pivot and go, nope, we're going to go this way. A redirect, a redirect, a redirect, a redirect. And it just starts with one thing. And so for today, it's funny because like I said, we're under COVID lockdown, and we're also dealing with the floods in British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest. I'm not sure if you've heard about them, but basically all of Vancouver's underwater. And parts of the Okanagan, which is where I live. And because we've been under COVID lockdown, we haven't had to go get groceries or anything. And so we've had a friend out going to grab us something, and they've just been sending us photos, and they're like, the shelves are bare. Like, there's nothing here. And, this takes me back a couple of years ago when COVID started. And it's funny, in reflection, there was more panic then for me because we were aware of what was going on, but also we didn't have the mindset to know that we will get through this. But then if you even back up a few years before that, 5 years ago, I would have shit my pants. Like, there's no milk, there's no bread, there's no eggs, there's no vegetables, there's no meat, there's like nothing on the shelves. It's completely bare. And before I hopped on to start this live, because I literally just got the photos sent to me before, and it kind of was like, and I just brought myself back. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? What's the one small thing that I need to do for myself today, for this moment, to prepare for this live, and to get focused? And I looked up on my vision board, because for me, it's all words that I say to myself every day. Actually, I can show you. So that's my vision board. And these are sort of what I need to see and feel and absorb every day because I work through words. And it's what are my daily gratitude? What are the 3 things that I'm grateful for today? What are the 3 things that excite me for the day? And what are the 3 things that I'm going to manifest for the day? And what caught my eye with that was, I am grateful our family doesn't have COVID. My youngest daughter was positive, and we're going to go get tested tomorrow, and hopefully we're all negative and we're good to go, but her symptoms have been non-existent, and the rest of our family has been negative. And I'm grateful that we're all healthy and that we're all well, and that we can spend this time together, and we're not freaking out about money, and we're not freaking out about food. We have heat in our house. There's a lot to be grateful for. And I just sunk back into that. And, things could be a lot worse. Things could be a lot better. But things are perfectly perfect the way they are. And I really sunk into that gratefulness. And I turned on the live. So as a reminder for you, what are the things that you're grateful for today? And your homework for today is, what is the one small shift you can make that's going to take you out of the repetitive, I'm doing the same thing every day? Where can you interject some disruption into your life today to pivot, to project, to propel you forward into the life you've been trying to get to, and you're just kind of, stuck? What's the one thing you can do? So maybe it's positive self-talk. Maybe it's having one healthy meal a day. Maybe it's more vitamins. Maybe it's getting outside and going for a walk. Maybe it's meditation or journaling. Having conversations you don't want to have or conversations you do want to have. And I encourage you to look at the thing that you're scared of the most, the thing that you struggle with the most, don't want to face the most, think you're not good at, wish you could be better at. The thing that you kind of like feel like you're like moving away from and pulling away from, that's what I want you to nudge towards. So if you're not a very good writer, for example, focus on how you can make one positive shift with your writing. If you're not really good at public speaking, how can you make one positive shift forward with your speaking? And then the cherry on top of that, as we're doing this for 21 days, I invite you to do this for 21 days because it takes 3 weeks to create a new habit. Break a habit and create a new habit, and then you keep building from there. And so after 3 weeks, after a month, you've gotten to do this enough where it becomes your new baseline and your new norm, and you wiggle out all the kerfuffles and all the mistakes and all the errors and all the accidents, because there really isn't. Those are just one step forward to the next thing. You know, it's like you look at Wayne Gretzky's quote. He didn't miss 100 shots. He learned how to improve his technique every time to make his shot better. You can look at anything pessimistically or optimistically. And I invite you to look at this one shift that you're going to make with the eyes of optimism and the heart of I can do it. Don't make it so big that it scares the crap out of you, and don't make it so small that it's easy. You've got to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. But what is the one small shift that you can make towards the thing that makes you the most uncomfortable? And commit to yourself to do that for 21 days. And then sink into the gratuity, the gratefulness that you have, that I'm putting myself first, that I love myself, that I'm doing this for my personal growth, personal success, personal self-leadership. Because when you take care of yourself, you end up taking care of others. So sink into the gratefulness that you have, that you're going to commit to yourself to doing the one thing that makes you the most comfortable for 21 days. And let me know how you do, okay? I'm going to go finish decorating the Christmas tree and figure out what to make for dinner. And yeah, we got a couple more days here. So it's going to be like this for a few more days. And then we've got the weekend. And then after that, I'll have a bit more of a tighter schedule with my time. I'm trying to squeeze this in between nap times and playtime with the kids. But next week, the kids will be at school. And so I'll be sending out a more focused timeline for this. And yeah, keep me posted. Let me know how you're doing. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. This is really, really filling my bucket. I'm learning lots. I hope you're learning lots as well. And if there's things that you'd like to talk about and share, feel free. The more the merrier. We all rise together, pay it forward, you know. And yeah, have an amazing day. I love you, and you guys are awesome.